Today I've created an NFL super team. This team has the highest rated player literally at every position, and we're gonna see how many Super Bowls they can win within the next 5 seasons, as I've given every player a 7-year contract where they're playing for free. So this team could very well win the most consecutive Super Bowls in NFL history. This team's actually the nastiest thing I've ever seen. Of course, Patrick Mahomes is our starting quarterback. We actually have Justin Fields as our backup because he's the highest rated backup quarterback in Madden 25. Moving on to running back, brother, we have Christian McCaffrey, David Montgomery as the 2 since he's the highest rated backup running back in the league. We have Cam Akers at the 3 because he's the highest rated number 3 running back in the game. And of course, we had to scoop up the league's highest rated fullback, and our wide receiver room should literally be banned by the World Economic Forum. You get Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jamar Chase to throw to? Like, surely this team's gonna go 17-0. Moving on to tight end, of course we have Taylor Swift's boyfriend, so him and Patrick can reconnect here on the super team, and behind him we have Gerald Everett because he's the highest rated number 2 tight end in the league. Now moving on to the O-line, we have big old 99 rated Trent Williams at left tackle. At left guard we have Joseph Thuney. At center, Franklin Ragnow. Moving on to right guard, we have Zach Martin, who stayed in Dallas for the super team. And at right tackle, we have Penei Sewell. Like, this has got to be the most ridiculous offensive line in the history of the National Football League. Now, time to introduce our super team defense. At left defensive end, we have Max Crosby. At right end, Micah Parsons remains in Dallas. Having Max Crosby and Micah Parsons on the same defensive line just isn't even fair. Not to mention our defensive tackles, where we have Chris Jones and Dexter Lawrence. We're not going to give up 1 rushing yard all season. Moving on to the linebacker core, which is just as scary. We have TJ Watt at the left outside linebacker position, and backing him up, we have Joey Bosa. Now moving inside here, we have Frederick Warner and Roquan Smith. Screw giving up a single rushing yard. We might not give up a single point all year. Now moving on to the right outside linebacker position, we have Khalil Mack and Alex Highsmith. Now time to introduce the secondary. At free safety, we have all-pro Jesse Bates. Strong safety, we have Derwin James. And moving on to cornerback, we have Sauce Gardner, Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Surtain, and Jair Alexander. Like, who's gonna be able to pass against this team? And don't forget about special teams. Of course, our kicker's Justin Tucker. The highest rated punter in the league is the Raiders' AJ Cole. And how ridiculous is it that we actually have ourselves a 99 overall team across the board? But since we are going through 5 seasons, and since I'm gonna let the super team front office control absolutely everything, it's gonna be super interesting to see what happens to this team a few years into the future. Because yes, everybody on this roster is technically playing for free the next 7 seasons, but guys like Travis Kelce are already 34 years old, so we'll probably have a few players retire before their contract's up. But the team does have $170 million available in cap space, and literally all of their draft picks for the next 5 years, so I literally have zero idea what the front office is gonna do with this team after this season, but regardless, I'm here for it. But I think it's officially time to get to the end of this first season, and you'd fully expect the super team to go 17-0 this year, right? If somebody actually beats them this season, I might go take all my money I have in my savings account and go bet on them to win the Super Bowl IRL. Don't let me down here. We lost the game? I mean, we still got the 1 seed, but who the frick beat us? The Baltimore Ravens beat us. How the frick did that happen? Brother, I'm telling you right now, the Baltimore Ravens are winning the Super Bowl in real life. It's just happening. The super team was getting dotted up by Nelson Aguilar. Like, what just happened? I still fully expect the super team to win the Super Bowl here, though. Might be the perfect opportunity to get revenge here. The Ravens only lost 2 games more than us, and that was with us stealing literally their best defensive player. What a John Harbaugh masterclass. But with the morale boost, dude, look at how many 99 overall players this team has right now. Dude, what the frick is going on? That's literally 15 current 99 overall players we have. We gotta win the Super Bowl. Now I'm so excited to see how this team did statistically. Obviously, we had the number 1 offense in the league. I'm assuming the same thing defensively, and I think that's a yes. Oh, by far the best defense in the league. Almost gave up 100 less points than the second least. Best rush defense and best pass D. No big deal, just typical Patrick Mahomes 65 passing touchdown season. 65 touchdowns to 3 interceptions is just wild. Pretty decent season, you know, from Christian McCaffrey. 1,700 yards and 17 touchdowns. Can't be fumbling though, brother. Mahomes had almost 300 with 2 touchdowns, and David Montgomery putting up up 6 scores. And look at Kyle Juszczyk. He scored touchdowns on half of his touches throughout the season. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers. And just hold on a second, brother. Does that say 25 receiving touchdowns? CeeDee Lamb got to stay home, brother, and he's loving life. Is that a freaking NFL record? It is the all-time record. And not to mention, Patrick Mahomes also broke the single-season passing touchdown record. We'll have to see by the end of the day if he can beat out Peyton Manning's all-time passing yard record for a single season. Travis Kelce with a decent season, and poor Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't get a single target all year. Like, what happened? And with that being the case, I'm kind of scared to see if, Jamar Chase, with his bad season, if he, loses his X factor, if he starts to go down in overall. And we only gave up, I believe that's 12 sacks all year long. Now, how do we do defensively? Hold on, I see some absolute nonsense here, brother. Micah Parsons had 27 sacks. And not to mention his teammate Max Crosby with 21.5. Chris Jones had 10.5. And a few others chipped in here and there. Now, is that the all-time single-season sack record? Of course it is. Now, how about interceptions? We had Derwin James lead us with 5. Didn't have a single defensive touchdown, though. Justin Tucker only missed 1 field goal all season, and he kicked 91 extra points. That means we scored 91 touchdowns. That's just insane. He did miss 2 of them, though. And AJ Cole only had to punt 23 times all season. That's literally 1.2 punts per game. Now, if we didn't have the league's MVP winner, somebody had a parlay that did not involve us. Of course, Patrick won it with his 65 passing touchdowns. How did CeeDee Lamb not get a single vote? The dude had 25 receiving touchdowns. Micah Parsons broke the all-time sack record and barely got a vote. Oh, CMC got some votes too. Of course, our head coach Bill Belichick won Coach of the Year. And CeeDee Lamb didn't even win Offensive Player of the Year. Poor guy. Our super team literally broke 3 all-time single-season NFL records in just our first season, and brother, we are just getting started. Now, if this team doesn't make the Super Bowl, I'm telling you, brother, something went terribly wrong. And guess what, brother? We get our chance at revenge. Complete domination in the divisional round and domination in the NFC Championship. And surely with revenge on their mind, we'll dominate the Super Bowl too, right? Now that I'm thinking about it, I do want to go see what our largest margin of victory was. Did we score 60 points a game? We beat the Commanders 56-0. I mean, that's pretty wild. Now let's go get our revenge and get this super team their first Super Bowl of the day. The spread's gotta be at least -30. Right? The Ravens go on top 7-0. We answer quickly. Come on. Gotta be a win. This has gotta be a win. 10-7 lead. I'm not liking this. Only a 7-point game. Tied game going into halftime. We take the lead. This is so much closer than what I expected. Finally go up by 2 scores. The Ravens make it a 6-point game. 9-point game now. We come out of here with the win. Was a lot closer than what I expected, but we do officially get our revenge. This is ring number 1, but I told you guys this super team is just getting started. I want to win 5 in a row. Oh, I wonder if we had anybody retire. Oh, Trent Williams is immediately gone. What happened to your 7-year contract, Trent? We'll have to see if the front office can replace Trent this offseason with their almost $300 million in available cap space. I'm actually so excited to see what happens this offseason. They didn't sign anybody outside of new coordinators. We lost both of our coordinators to head coaching positions. So who the heck is the team starting left tackle right now? Why didn't you spend money? You had $300 million to spin. No way we're going into the season, brother, with Matt Waletzko as our starter. And I told you guys age is going to be a pretty big factor here because we have Travis Kelce already starting to go down in overall. Same thing with CMC and Tyreek Hill, who are no longer 99 club members. Dude, almost everybody on defense is an X factor outside of Khalil Mack. And he's another one too. He's probably going to retire in the next few seasons. He's down to an 86 rating. Hopefully our team can draft our left tackle of the future here. Who the frick did we get? We went wide receiver round 1. Why? Jose's never seen the field. We drafted 3 receivers, dude. Why? Maybe this left guard can play left tackle. We've made it to next season, and the team is a little bit worse than last year when you consider a few of the older players are regressing and Trent Williams retired. But this team should still be winning a Super Bowl 69 times out of 69. Let's improve on last season and this time actually go 17-0. 17-0 has been achieved. And as amazing as that is, we barely did better than the Buccaneers. Our biggest margin of victory this season definitely wasn't 56-0. I guess it was the 49-14 or the 45-9 win against the Broncos. The closest a team came to beating us was the Packers in week 15. Now let's see if we top last year's statistics. Still first in the league offensively, but I think we went down a little bit in total yards. Now, defensively, we didn't have the best defense. To be fair, we only gave up 17 more yards than the Jags, so that's not too terrible. But for some reason, our pass defense was kind of stinky. So I'd like to think again that's a pretty decent stat line for Patrick Mahomes. He went down a little bit in total passing yards and total passing touchdowns, but 58 touchdowns to 2 picks is pretty decent. Now, running the pigskin, CMC, ooh, not as good as last year. 1,500 yards is still good, though, with 10 rushing touchdowns. David Montgomery also, as the two, dipped a little bit in production. Now, catching the football, CeeDee Lamb was our only 1,000-yard receiver. Like, that's weird. 1,500 yards is pretty good with 17 touchdowns. I'm kind of disappointed in the Justin Jefferson production. And I have to tell you right now, Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra St. Brown, they are not loving life whatsoever. Like, did he go down at all in overall? He didn't lose his X factor, but he hasn't gone up at all. St. Brown, too, also didn't lose his X factor, but these guys are just not happy. Oof, our young left tackle almost gave up more sacks individually than we did as a team last season. It's okay, Matthew. I know you're learning. Brother's up to an 80 overall already. Frederick led us in total tackles, and Micah Parsons again led us in sacks, but he didn't top last year's number. Max Crosby, 21.5 sacks. Chris Jones, a little better than last year with 14 sacks. And Fred Warner also led us in total interceptions. Sauce had 4. And we actually scored 2 defensive touchdowns this year. Brother, what happened to Justin? He missed 5 field goals this year, but only missed one of his 85 extra point attempts. Another Patrick Mahomes MVP and another second place finish for Lamar. Come on now, how did we not win Coach of the Year? Brother, we won 17 games. But who cares about the stupid Coach of the Year award when you can lead your team to a second consecutive Super Bowl? No way we lose the 17-0 team, right? Oh my God, did we actually lose? Who the frick beat us? There's no way we just let the Packers beat us in the NFC Championship. That's so stupid. Like, how did we let this happen? Oh my God, this is criminal. Yeah, bro, I'm sure we lose to the Packers right after beating the San Francisco 49ers 26-0. Dumb game, dude. So dumb. Guess the Packers were just a freaking team of destiny here. Wait, what do you mean we won the Coach of the Year? It clearly said we didn't. We're in this scary territory, boys. As you see, our team's now down to a 97 overall. I'm assuming we had quite a few players retire this offseason. Oh no, dude. Khalil Mack's gone. Kyle Juszczyk's gone. Zach Martin's gone. So I hope to God, dude, that our front office actually spends at least a little bit of the remaining $300 million in cap space. And I'm also assuming we had quite a few players drop a lot in overall. There's no way we currently have a starting offensive lineman that has a backwards hat in his profile picture. But yeah, dude, Travis Kelce all the way down to an 85 overall. He's dropped 14 overall in just 2 seasons. Justin Jefferson somehow lost his X factor, all while Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamar Chase, who haven't had a catch in 2 years, keep it. And also Tyreek Hill has fell all the way down to a 93 overall. Now defensively, it looks like everybody still has their X factor aside from Alex Highsmith, and I think we're at the point where Micah Parsons has a skill point and we can't even use it. Now, can our front office please just use at least a little bit of this money? Again, dude, for the second straight offseason, all that happened was we had to sign new coordinators because ours left. I don't understand why they're not spending any money. It's stupid. You have $300 million to spend, you stupid idiots. This better be the best freaking draft class of all time. And we did go and draft a new right guard. Like, I guess this is a half-decent draft class. But as we've made it to our 3rd season, does this team still have what it takes to right the wrong from last year? 17-0 for the 2nd consecutive season. I'm calling it. We did it again! But I'm sure we'll have to come across those pesky Packers again. Ooh, we actually had some pretty close games mixed in here. But also mixed in here was another 41-0 thrashing of the Commanders. Like, why is it always Washington we shut out? They had 45 yards of offense? What do you mean? What the heck, dude? I've never seen a stat line like this in my entire life. Now, for the 3rd straight year, we had the league's top offense. Do we reclaim the throne defensively? I think we did. Ooh, we gave up 400 less yards in the second next team. Definitely a little more modest numbers here from Patrick Mahomes. His touchdowns went from 60 plus, 50 plus to 48. Also threw more picks than what we're accustomed to. CMC continues to dip a little bit in yardage, but we still won't be mad at 17 rushing touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb again for the 2nd straight year leads the team with 17 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson back over 1,000 yards with 1,311 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown in his 3rd year finally got to play a little bit, 804 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now, Travis Kelce, a shell of his former self, still put up 9 touchdowns. I still don't understand, man. Jamar Chase hasn't caught a single ball in 3 years. Wait, where did Tyreek Hill go? How did he end up on the Bengals? I'm so confused. How did this happen? We released Tyreek Hill in week 4. Like, why would we do that? The Bengals snapped him up immediately. So our front office has yet to spend a single dime. They feel like they can just release Tyreek Hill. More insane sack numbers here. Micah with 24.5. Max Crosby with 21.5. That's the most sacks we've seen so far from Dexter Lawrence. Chris Jones fell down to 8 a year. Now, it is kind of crazy. We haven't seen TJ Watt hardly put up any numbers sack-wise. This year had Patrick Surtain and Jalen Ramsey with 4 interceptions. And Ramsey scored the lone defensive touchdown. 3rd straight MVP for Patrick Mahomes. We actually won Coach of the Year this time, legitimately. Now, let's go actually win the freaking Super Bowl this year. Surely we didn't go 17-0 2 consecutive seasons not to make the Super Bowl. Thank God. And it's against Mahomes' former team. Got past the Seahawks and it was kind of a tough game against the Eagles. Chiefs have got a pretty nasty team at this point. And not to mention they have the Cowboys' former quarterback. Surely we get our 2nd ring here, dude. We're a 99 overall team. I want a blowout here, dude. I want like a 45-0 Super Bowl dub. Come on, give the super team their 2nd Super Bowl. Let's go! Super Bowl number 2. Last year was just a little blimp. Can we actually make it 4 Super Bowl rings in 5 seasons? But unfortunately, I think this team once again is going to take a step backwards. We're going to have players retire and players overall is going to continue to dip. I feel like we might have lost Travis Kelce this offseason, and we did. So as we continue to get worse, like, will we still be able to win Super Bowls the next few years? I mean, at least the young offensive linemen that our front office have drafted turned into quite the young studs. At least we still have Jake Ferguson back there to replace Travis Kelce. Gerald Everett's not having a good time. I'm honestly kind of shocked that CMC's only fell down to a 92. I mean, I'm happy. Justin Jefferson got his X Factor back. Somehow, though, Amon-Ra St. Brown's up to a 97 overall, but he lost his X Factor. And Jamar Chase, who hasn't recorded a reception in 3 seasons, keeps his. Ooh, defensively, we've taken quite a few steps backwards. We had 3 players out of our back 7 lose their X Factors. Joey Bosa, dude, is down to a 76 overall with normal development. Even Chris Jones is starting to regress quite a bit. Well, regardless, the team's still a 99 overall across the board. But can this front office, dude, please actually spend some of this money? Oh, what do you know? We just get to go through our 3rd straight set of coordinators. I just will never understand why they don't spend the money. And this is actually probably the worst draft class we've had overall yet. And we did get a half-decent D tackle in the 4th round. But as we transition into our 4th season, does this team still have what it takes to win a 3rd Super Bowl in 4 seasons? And I just now noticed too, dude, Mahomes is starting to go down. He's no longer a member of the 99 club. And he's not even the top quarterback in the league anymore. Who the heck out there is a higher overall than Mahomes? Of course, Lamar freaking Jackson. Patrick's about to show Lamar that overall doesn't matter, because Patrick's about to lead his team to a 3rd consecutive 17-0 season. Gosh dang it, dude. Back down to the 16-1 peasant record. We started the season off with a bang. We lost to the Jets? What do the Jets even have? There's 0 chance our super team lost to Kenny Pickett. I'm not believing it. They better have Jesus himself at running back. I mean, Breece Hall is pretty good. We lost the game to Kenny Pickett and Zach Jones. Just more motivation to win our 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years. Maybe we'll be able to get revenge if we meet up with the Jets in the Super Bowl. Best offense in the league for the 4th straight year. Defensively, we finish in 1st again. Don't know why it doesn't say 1st. It's literally been like that for like the last 6 Maddens, but EA can't fix it for some reason. Another Patrick Mahomes masterclass. He eclipsed 50 passing touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. I'm assuming those numbers brought him back up to, oh wow. I thought for sure he'd be back up to a 99 overall. CMC, don't care if he's past 30, still putting up crazy numbers. I think that's his career high in rushing touchdown. Yeah, dude, age is just a freaking number. CeeDee Lamb and St. Brown both eclipsing 1,200 yards. Justin Jefferson, though, didn't eclipse 1,000. Jake Ferguson not putting up the Travis Kelce numbers, although he did get 8 receiving touchdowns. And again, dude, Jamar Chase is just not liking the super team life. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't requested a trade yet. Once again, dude, insane numbers. Max Crosby with his career high 26.5 sacks. Micah with 23. Dexter Lawrence with 14.5. Looks like Chris Jones isn't getting much playing time, and I'm still just shocked, dude. TJ Watt's not getting the backfield at all. He's another guy not loving life here on the super team. Like, he's averaging like 15, 16, 17 sacks here. He comes here and gets 3 sacks in 4 seasons. At least Justin Tucker's back to kicking like Justin Tucker. 4 MVPs in 4 seasons for Patrick. Take that 99 overall, Lamar. We win another Coach of the Year. We finished first and second for Defensive Player of the Year. Now let's go win our 3rd Super Bowl in 4 seasons. Please be against the Jets. Please be against the Jets. We made it, but we have to play the Jags. The Jets got first rounded. A weird 1-point victory against the Falcons in the divisional round, and we barely got past the Packers in the NFC Championship, but at least that's revenge against them. Hold on, how did we score 11 points? I'm so confused. Well, we kicked 3 field goals and got a safety. Like, with our stinky playoff performances, dude, like, I'm not gonna lie, the Jags might beat us here. Hopefully not, though. The super team wants their 3rd Super Bowl. Come on now, please don't let the super team fans down. That, my friends, is Super Bowl number 3. So it's finally time to see if this team can win 4 Super Bowls in 5 seasons. And if we can win another one in 2028, that'll break the record for most consecutive Super Bowl wins in NFL history. But unfortunately, it might be tough because our teams overall went down again. Maybe for once in 5 years, we can actually spend some of this salary cap money. I feel like, though, we probably had a few more of our stars retire. Well, it was just Joseph, but Joe's still a pretty big loss. Yeah, it's a pretty big hole at left guard. But oh no, dude, we had CMC lose his X Factor, and for the first time in his career, dude, he's down to an 89 overall. Weird seeing CMC under a 90. And for some reason, again, Justin Jefferson lost his X Factor, yet Jamar Chase keeps his. Oh no, and on defense too, Derwin James, brother, he's all the way down to a star at an 86 overall. And I saw something even crazier on the defense. We have Chris Jones down to normal development at an 85. I just really hope, dude, this team can go out with a bang. Oh yeah, not to mention too, Patrick Mahomes down to a 97. Now spend some money this offseason, please, or you're fired. We'll miss you, Joseph. If we didn't sign a single player with over $300 million to spend for 5 consecutive off seasons, I'm gonna be so disappointed. So please don't disappoint me, front office. Oh my god, brother, miracles have happened. I mean, I'm happy. Like, don't get me wrong, some big additions here, but why did it take 5 seasons? Now, I don't know where some of these guys are gonna play, especially Malachi Corley. Like, I hope you're happy making $16 and not seeing the field for a single play. And another relatively average draft, although we got an absolute banger receiver in the 5th round, who unfortunately will never see the field. So we've made it to our final battle. Does this team actually have what it takes to become the first ever NFL team to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls? I mean, with the offseason moves, we did make it back up to a 99 across the board. Just some of the regression defensively kind of worries me, though. We can settle those worries if we go 17-0 again during the regular season. Like 17-0, 3 out of 5 years, I don't think would be too shabby. Gosh dang it, we lost again. Week 4 against the Giants. But at least we put up the most points in an individual game with a 63-24 win over the Eagles. Sure, Cowboys fans will be happy with that. Number 1 offense in the league for a 5th consecutive season, although I think that's the least amount of yards we've ever gotten. Best defense again. Another good year from Patrick, but I do believe that's the least amount of touchdowns he's thrown in a year since he's been a part of the super team. I think that's the least amount of yards CMC's ever got. Only averaged 4.4 yards per carry, which is not good for him. 17 touchdowns is good, though. We were super close, dude, to having 4 1,000-yard receivers. We had 3 receivers with 10-plus touchdowns. And I have to tell you, too, like, I know Jamar Chase has got himself 3 rings in 4 seasons so far, but I just don't think he can be happy, especially considering he's been playing for free. Although these sack numbers are still pretty crazy, it's a little down from what we're used to. Oh no, Justin Tucker had another stinker, although for the first time he made all of his extra points. Now, did Mahomes win his 5th MVP in 5 seasons? Yes, he did. Lamar's gotta be so mad. And we win once again another Coach of the Year. I know Bill's happy, and once again we have 1st and 2nd place in the Defensive Player of the Year voting. Now let's finish off strong here by making NFL history and winning our 3rd consecutive Super Bowl, which would officially mean 4 rings in 5 seasons. Come on now, dude, don't let me down. If we don't make the Super Bowl here, dude, it's gonna be so anticlimactic, and we get the Baltimore Ravens once again. We're finishing off Lamar Jackson just like we started today. Again, man, if we win this, we'll make NFL history. I do want to see what the Ravens roster is looking like at this point, though. Lamar and Zay Flowers are both 99s. Kyle Hamilton's up there. They don't really have any newbies on the team aside from this guy who looks like he's about 65 years old. But let's finish things off here by solidifying this super team as the greatest dynasty in the history of the sport. You know how it goes, brother. It all comes down to the click of a button. How anticlimactic would this all be if we finish things off with a loss? We start off 7-0 lead. Our defense gives up the game time touchdown. We regain the lead right back, though. Come on, defense. 14-14, dude. This can come down to the wire, isn't it? 17-14. Defense coming up strong. 24-14. 3-point game. 10-point game. 7-point game. I'm scared. 14-point game. We got it in the bag. We got it in the bag. We might not. We might not. We got the stop. We got the stop. That's our 4th Super Bowl in 5 seasons. And with this win, we get our 3rd straight ring, which breaks the NFL record for most consecutive Super Bowls in NFL history. Bill Belichick gets the Gatorade bath one last time. Patrick Mahomes officially goes down as the GOAT. And guys, I think it's safe to say this super team was a success. Now, hopefully you enjoyed that one. And if you did, you can click right here to watch another one of my Madden 25 bangers. And while you're here, brother, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to pass Mr. Beast tonight. Let's go.